Go ahead and call the meeting to order. County Fiscal Court regular meeting, January 9th, 2024. Time is 6 o'clock p.m. Here at the County Emergency Operations Center. First thing we'll go ahead and do is Kevin, if you'll care, we'll go all stand and we'll say your prayer.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for allowing us to come out here and just be able to run this government and do the right things, make the right choices for our community. We want you to be with the magistrates and the judges this evening as they make these tough decisions. Just wait upon the hearts of these people that are here that we can't solve all the issues, but as we come together as a group, we can talk about the issues and we can attempt to resolve them. Just give them the wisdom to be able to do that in a way that's pleasing to you, dear Heavenly Father. I want you to be with us, lead us, and guide us throughout life, and we'll always give you the praise and the glory. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Next thing, we'll remain standing. Go ahead and say your pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Take a seat. If you don't care, anybody's got cell phones, please turn them down. Because I just forgot to work my screen. I'll better turn that down too.
Yeah, yours came.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian and I got down to the governor's thing. Everybody's up there all quiet and stuff. And pause, and all of a sudden you heard, woohoo! Text message. I got a laugh out of everybody. All right. Connie, if you don't care, go ahead and call. Roll, please.
Judge Barnes.
Here.
Dale Bowen.
Here.
Dennis Collins.
Here.
Brian Kenny.
Here.
Crawford.
Here.
Chad Patton.
Here.
All right. That gets a quorum, so we'll go ahead and start. Kevin, do we have anybody signing in?
We do too. We have two people signed in.
Thank you, sir. Very well. All right. First thing we're going to do, we're going to kind of go out of order real quick. Get two of our people out that's just got real quick things we have to approve. First one is Sherry Skidmore. Sherry. And this is presenting the Sheriff's Department budget.
Do y'all have any questions? I can try to answer them for you.
Anybody have any questions on the budget? And anybody need to take a look at it?
Well, actually, we did increase our advancement that we have to take from 25,000 to 35,000 due to the increase in the salaries. So that is difference. And everything might have been increased a little bit due to the fuel costs and the sheriff's salary going up. But pretty much everything's the same.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, motion made by Dennis to accept, seconded by Brian. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Thank you, Sherry.
Okay, also on that other paper there, the salary cap, I think you all have to vote on that too, right?
Okay. This one here.
No, it's
Advancement. This one.
this one, and then I think that's the only one that you have to vote on.
Basically, this one here is annual order setting maximum amount for deputies and assistants per KS 64-530 subsection 3. Salary cap for calendar year 2024, $256,000 for deputies, assistants, and other employees. And this is for full-time salaries, wages, overtime wages, part-time salary and wages, and vacation and sick time. You might want to take a look at this. Okay.
Need a motion?
Right. Okay. Yep. Motion, made by Chad to accept, second by JL. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Jackie went to the funeral home.
I'm here.
Yes, you can.
Oh, sorry, second.
We would call Jackie out, but, Jackie already did. Next will be Jackie Evans.
Y'all should have a copy of mine. Everybody's pretty much the same as last year.
Be careful of the course.
I see them.
We got our insurance for that one.
Salary cap, everything's exactly the same as last year.
Okay. Any questions on? All right. Motion to accept, motion made by Mike, second by Dennis. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Motion carries.
And then you have to vote on my salary.
Next, have you got a copy? I don't see
You all
it.
should have.
Here it is. And basically, this is the same as annual order setting maximum amount for deputy clerks and assistants. And any questions on that? And this is for full-time, overtime wages, part-time salaries and wages, vacation, sick time, and Social Security retirement. Motion made by JL to accept, second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, next is, we'll go ahead and go into the public comments. Jessica, you want to just come up around? And,
There's a critical care class at Leestown campus, PCTC. It's $1,300, $1,335.68 to be exact. And it's a 16-week class, and I'd like to go to that. I could get that approved.
Is that the total cost of the class?
It's the total cost of taxes, textbooks, all that stuff. So, and there's a direct link I can send you, so you don't even have to you can do whatever. I don't have to touch any money or anything.
Okay. This is basically the same class is it the same class that?
It's the same class, it's just
Nathan.
in Lexington, and it's 16 weeks instead of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we don't have to pay hotel costs or
Yeah.
any further.
Yeah.
I'll travel myself,
It's a lot
get my
cheaper.
own gas, live at my own house.
Motion to accept, by JL, second by Chad.
Come under the contract.
Yeah, well, and that's why I started saying this, for a 2-year contract.
I'm good with that, I'm going to
Okay.
so.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise?
Wasn't that bad, was it?
I'm sweating now.
Next is
Don't leave.
Brandon Farmer.
I sent that to Kevin, I'm waiting for this to see.
Just give y'all an update on the, you can see on the board there, the paper that's supposed to come out today was delayed at print, so it's not coming out till tomorrow, unfortunately. So I didn't have the actual paper to bring with me, but I had my editor sent a PDF for me of the front page. But you can see that we'll be announcing that we're going to be making the move to 25 cents starting in the next edition, which is the 23rd. And by making that move, by definition, will officially be considered like a news publication, not an advertiser. So I think we would meet the qualifications for this to be adopted by the county.
So just giving you all an update where we're at. We got some big things happening. Actually had a long conversation with manager today. There's already some wheels turning. We have eyes on a potential office in counties. We'll have a fiscal location. We've made a couple new big county partners, community partners that be really instrumental in helping us get everything funded and keep the content flowing. But that will be distributing tomorrow. It'll be all over the shelves, and the announcement will be made. And then starting 23rd will be the first issue that we charge for. And we're just getting 25 cents, so it's low and accessible to everybody.
What you do, use
$80. I'll have to ask my editor the details. He's got the subscription part of work out his end.
You gonna have a box like those?
Well, I was trying to see if there's any of the Clay City Times boxes left, but apparently they were all scrapped. I contacted Sarah Bloom to see if she knew of anything, but I guess they were all recycled. So unfortunately, I'd like to have one just to have. But yeah, anyway, that's where we're at. And also, I want to thank the fiscal court for the Christmas ads, because you all single-handedly was able to provide half that newspaper's content just by y'all helping us out. So I really do appreciate it very much. But yep, that's where we are moving forward. Still relying heavily on advertisements. Obviously, as our source of revenue for print. But that 25 cents will help. But again, we're still keeping it, low cost and accessible to everybody's out for it.
Okay, good.
All right.
Robert, is this something that we have to wait until they come out with, as far as they start collecting, or can we go ahead and accept them as the county paper now?
I think I'd probably wait until they are actually meeting the requirements. I think putting her, but I'd probably wait.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I kind of expect that, especially with the delay print today. I kind of expect that from them. But just kind of showing y'all where we're at, and I'll bring it up again in February and we'll see where we're at.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, you make me look really good.
All right, next thing is the clerk's reports on the meeting minutes, the last meeting. Any questions on the minutes? No questions? Do I have a motion to accept? Motion to accept by Dennis, second by Chad. All in favor of accepting last meeting's minutes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is the bills submitted for payment. Any questions on the bills? Only thing on what we've talked about, there's two checks that we're gonna wait and talk to Southern Health about tomorrow. And I can show everybody that way that we find out exactly what's going on with the money before we pay. And so I guess, can we approve on contingency that those two checks are okay, if they explain the reason why that they're so high?
I believe you can.
Okay, all right.
I have a new question.
Yes.
The stuff that they got for Richard Bishop, is that on there, or is that something we got approved?
That is through the road department, which I've got we've got here just in case if he don't make it.
Okay.
That's
not in the bills for
No. So, but any other questions on this? Bill submitted for payment and all contingent of the two from Southern Health. Any questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Brian,
I'll say.
second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise?
Will you let us know?
Yes. Yes.
What are y'all doing tomorrow about 10 o'clock?
Well, if we have them come, one, I guess one can come up, but if we have them all.
She just said 10 a.m. About
Okay.
that time they're gonna be weather permitting.
Okay.
I'll be there, nice.
Yeah. Oh. Bill?
How much?
I know we've had it around it. Yeah, I can be there at 10. Y'all just want to come over to the office? Would that be all right?
I assume so.
Okay. Well, we'll be waiting there with the bells on.
Yeah.
All right, next is approval of the financials, statements, treasurer's financial statements. Motion made by Mike, second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Next is approval of treasurer's transfer and amendments. Any questions on the amendments or transfers? Do I have a motion? Motion made by Dennis,
I'll second.
second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carried. All right. Any old business? So show of silence. No old business. And what I'm going to do is the department head updates and district updates and stuff. We'll pass in right now. And we'll go down. And the next thing is the hearing on Creech Road. About and this is a made by oh God, Carla and Kenneth. Yes, thank you, Kenneth Smith, to change the road name from Creech Road to Beechwood Road. All right, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have a hearing about it, and we're gonna have to let everybody speak, the property owners speak about, if they agree or disagree or anything like that. So, Kenny, if you don't care, we'll have you to come up first and just explain the reasoning, that you want it changed and all that. And go from there. No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, ever since it's been put in Creech Road Lane, or whatever, it went on and on and on about a cemetery being there. Finally, I guess y'all figured out there is no cemetery back there. And as far as we know, we can't find any records or anything, but the road's been turned over to the county. We have no minutes or anything like that, but that's a different discussion. But ever since Williams had his name on there, he's run off by people that's leased the farm, over the rock. He digs ditches, he mows the right of ways, and we're not allowed to pack hay across the road. And he jumped on. I know some of you seen the video of him acting not right.
But the thing, what is why do we want to change the name?
Well, if you change the name of the road, then maybe he'll start seeing that he don't own the road. He acts like he owns it, and he tells everybody what they can take across the bridge, what they can't bring across the bridge. See, I had a guy come in with an excavator, and he raised all sorts of cane, which we have just as much right to use the bridge as he does. And we wouldn't attempt to break the bridge down, and we use the bridge too.
Uh-huh.
There was no sense in that. So what I'm saying is, and with all respect, see, today is Beach's birthday. I don't know if he knows that or not. And
I didn't know
and I'd like to get it turned back over. I mean, it stays the same, just the way it is, just the name change.
that. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add or anything?
Not at this time.
Okay. Let's see. Glenn, you want to come up? Yeah. And I guess, we need to know, are you for it, opposed of it? And if you're for it, the reason why, if you're opposed of it, the reason why?
Well, I don't understand why you wanna make a change. It's been that way for years.
There's been no cemetery up in that holler. The road's been there before, half all on it. Now they want to change the name, because the county adopted the road, put the sign up there, it wouldn't cause me. I ain't lived that long, you know, so I'm almost 70. That's before my time. Yeah, Dave, my.
What kind of papers do you have there?
Steve's got one too. Because it was Hooks Highway years before Powell even ever bought the farm. Now here we want to change the sign. Something's been there for years. It don't benefit now.
You know how long the sign's been?
County adopted, it's been 54 years. That's back in the 70s.
Anybody know how it got Creech Road?
Many people
Named
moved
Creech
to
Road?
holler.
No,
You know,
Or who was named after it?
There was no road sign there till after 2014.
Oh, yeah, Eddie, one more thing. I did mention to him after his wife passed away that he needed to get a name on the road. I would try to, and he runs the next day, and that sign went up within a week.
Okay.
It's a coincidence, there's been 3 signs on that county road. My wife would still be living if the sign was still up. The ambulance was standing over her trying to find my home, me on the phone trying to get across the road.
Amen.
It shows here on the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet that it is listed as a county road. As far as, you know, before they put this on there, they have to have some type of paperwork from the county to put it in their system. Am I
We didn't
correct?
have it done, they done.
And so, and this here is dated back in 1956. This is basically a right-of-way agreed by Estill Cheney. Well, Estill Cheney was the one that,
James E. Smith,
Jack
and
Kidd,
he could.
Eugene Creech, and looks like James Lucas. Yeah, so, does anybody want to see this?
I've been named Eugene Creech. They did. I mean, that was, my uncle's sister. Chumley, Mabel Hood was sister, brother, and sister. Pretty old paper.
Yeah, it is. As y'all were reviewing that, do you have anything else that you want to add? So,
It's gonna have Pete's Hood is name on it. The road's not orange on both sides.
Is that all property owners that signed an agreement, is that what that is?
Huh?
Is that all the
Yeah.
property owners that signed an agreement?
Signed
What it
deal,
look
I
like?
don't understand. The county had to, had to go by some kind of marker. He was Martin Luther King, still gotta have a sign.
all right. Anything else you want to add, Glenn, while they're looking at that? Okay, if you want to, we'll go ahead and let them pass it around, and then we'll let Steve. Thank you, Glenn. Anything else you want to add, Glenn?
No.
Okay. Steve? Yeah. And Steve is representing.
I'm representing my mom, both
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah.
Next time you walk in the courthouse, look on the right, he's magistrates. I know how it works. Anyway,
And the reason why that, he's representing her, she had recent surgery, she couldn't come up, so, she did tell me that, she would like for him to represent her. So, go ahead, Steve.
I come up here, I wanted to hear a good reason, for it to be changed, and I'm still waiting. I mean, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. I mean, I'm gonna leave it that simple, it's been that way for years. In my opinion, I think it's somebody just being spiteful. Thanks.
Okay, so.
Now, this woman that,
Steve?
Excuse me?
Steve, so are you?
I vote no.
Make sure-
I vote no.
Okay,
Big one.
all right.
No.
we can be civil, but.
Yeah, and that's one thing that, make sure that everybody understands, everybody, all right? We're in the civil meeting, and it will not get out of order. If it does get out of order, I will guarantee the people that gets out of order will go to jail, all right? That's reason.
My neighbor up in the holler, he couldn't come, he wanted to be here, he had to work. So he wanted to leave it like it is.
Okay. Does he have a phone number or something we can call in
I
that?
got it at home.
Okay. All right, so that's the main thing, we all keep it civil. Anybody else wanna speak on this? Property owners or anything that has anything to do with this?
Well, if it was the Hood property that goes through, why was there not no Hood name signed on the papers?
I have no idea.
That one would have been 1951.
Yeah, the original easement was in 1951.
Which
And it
y'all
was
do
Big
have a copy of.
Hood and James E. Smith.
Okay. Y'all have a copy of that?
Not with us.
Not with us, but y'all should have one on file.
Okay.
I'll say that it concerns three parties, the Hoods, the Ginnards, and the Creeches. We all have history up there. It's been that way for 50-some years. I think no disrespect to the Hoods, but I think the Ginnards and the Creeches have some say too. And neither one of those parties sees a need for it to be changed, so.
Well, everybody has a say to it, as far as the property. And also, Mr. Zing?
And I pronounce it.
Yeah, which he's not here, so, we can't have him to testify. Yes, sir.
Can I add one last thing, a road, I think you should live on that road, if it's gonna be named, they do not even live on that road. There's 3 families, households, that live on that actual road. Their actual household is approximately a quarter to half mile away. I'm just saying, most named county roads that are named after a family, somebody lives on that road. That's just my opinion.
Where's it there?
1951, it's the agreement.
The road was in existence when the property was purchased for my family, I think it was James again, I think. The property was purchased, the road was already there. Like I said, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
I'm gonna take a look at this document here.
I agree with this, it's old school.
Yeah.
Larry, can you go back and see how long that's been in the 911 system?
Well, like Eddie said there, what they did, when he came in the office, we went through a whole list of roads. We compared them by the CAD. The way the CAD is built in with the mapping system, it's what's been provided pretty much for Justin. We send that up to Bluegrass Ag. And at that point, they build it in with any findings of, if it's a county road, the footage from say Harvard Creek up, what the county maintains. And what we'll do, when whatever the decision's made, I'm gonna give each person the county's mapping ordinance, you know.
Right.
Like Lynn indicated, I think he has the Hardwich Creek address, where it's, whatever that road becomes named, we have to have that new address fixed, because like where he was without a ambulance for a reason, if they're using Creech Road, that's a Hardwich Creek address, you know, that probably delayed their care. I mean, I've only been back here since January, when we put this mapping ordinance in place by the fiscal court in April. So the findings, whatever it comes up, everybody will have a copy, you know how to label it, and you may have to have your address changed or whatever the, you know.
I live on Hardwich Creek Road. It's not on Creek's Road.
Well, when you, where you access it, I'll give you a copy of this ordinance and you can read it. Where you access it like that and it is a name road, whatever it becomes named as, that's what you have to go with by the address ordinance.
Everybody down Hardwich Creek changed the address.
Not everybody, it'll cause that particular road.
So who would be responsible for?
Well, now Shirley's would not be changed because it's facing towards Harvest Creek.
Yes.
So basically, the only two houses that would be affected there would be yours and Mr. Zing's.
Yeah.
The guy at the,
Yeah, the guy at the end.
We've been the address for that since I was born.
yeah, through the 911 service board, then we had to have an ordinance that the court would say, because just what you say, you know, the county's at a liability if they can't find the,
What they go by.
yeah, that's why we adopted it. But whatever y'all do, we'll give you copies of the ordinance, and that way it's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, I was asking, how long has it been here?
That CAD thing came here in what, 14? So, where it come here back in 2014, that CAD map, we can look and see if there's a date on it. You think there is?
I know ever since I've been a board, it's named Creech Road. So I'm gonna go ahead and poll the magistrates. Chad?
I'm gonna go with the majority. I mean, I won't piss somebody off either way I go there, so, but whatever the majority wants, so. I can't see
How do
a
you
good reason to
feel? How do you
change.
feel in it? How do you feel as far as?
I mean, if the majority wanted it changed, I would go with the majority, but, I mean, either way, somebody's gonna lose something, because they're gonna have, it sounds like he's gonna have to change his address.
Change it or not, yeah.
I mean, I can see the positives in that, but if something happens, the ambulance has to come over, they couldn't find it.
They couldn't find it. I stand there and go.
Your address and Creek Road,
Had
they're
three
gonna know
signs.
where.
Three signs.
I mean, I know it's paying the max, so yes.
We've had really good luck. We give them a letterhead from the 911 mapping,
Yeah.
and then that's worked for the majority of what we've had to do.
Got people come from different states.
Yeah. What's your opinion on
I see that there's no real benefit in changing it, don't get the group down. I think.
it? Brian?
Majority of the landowners, I mean, how many people own land around the road?
The road goes right between me. I got stuff on both sides.
And who else owns land though? Just you and the other person.
Gator and Creech and Hoods and Zane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd go with the majority of this.
And you're still on the same address, man, either way it goes.
Yeah.
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 It ain't broke, leave it like it is.
Well, I mean, you still gotta change your address.
Yeah.
You can plan and change it to Creek Road. Okay.
Dennis,
That's what I mean, I make sure that you.
Mike?
I got friends on both sides, and it's gonna make somebody mad, I can't say it. I just don't see a reason to change it, honestly.
Well, let me throw this out, and you know, Lynn's my cousin, Carla's my cousin, and you know, love both of them, but I think the rule of the court, it stays the same, it stays Creek Road. You know, I haven't heard any justification tonight as far as why. But let me,
Creek Hood Road.
but, you know,
It's Hood's Farm. Roads got nothing to do with it.
but, you know, let me, you know, and I will make sure that I make this perfectly clear on this. As far as, it is a county road, it's not a private road. And, you know, the people can use that road as a county passageway. You know, nobody has a right to say anything as far as who goes up it, who comes down it, blocking traffic, you know, anything, you know, that's not, it's not right. It's a criminal offense. So, make sure, you know, that everybody is aware that if, you know, if the road's blocked, if anything's damaged on the road, you know, anything is taken from that road, there can be criminal charges filed. So that's the main thing. And like I say, I didn't want to get involved in this, but ultimately it is my decision, and you know, that's what I voted.
I try to stay neutral. I mean, this is the majorities.
Robert, anything that you want to add?
Nothing I want to add other than I think we ought to put in the minutes, the summons that were sent out and that were served. And
Yes.
Document all that.
Yes, all parties were notified by sign. And, I served with myself, and I had each person to sign that they received a copy of that document.
Is there, why somebody didn't show up with something? I mean, is there any
All of you have got the summonses.
If I hadn't showed up.
If well, with the summons, then basically you would have to say so into it. Yeah, but make sure it is documented that we did serve.
It makes me feel better about me.
Yeah. All right, before we go on, any questions, comments, concerns that y'all want to add on this?
Well, I was told there had to be a deed made from landowners to the county, and I've not seen any paperwork on any of that.
Well, Patrick McCoy is supposed to be working on that.
Yeah, as far as the deeds, you know, this is back in 1952, that this went into part of what the documents there was and all that. That was before my time. I had no
But
idea.
how did they override what was done in 1951 between V. Childs and James Smith?
Well, that's the thing, we have no idea what was done back in 1951 or 1974 or anything before tonight. You know, the records and stuff has really not been kept all that well. You know, we can only take on what the hearing was tonight, and that's all I can take on it. You know, you know, if there's proof, then we can go based on the proof. But there's nothing here. There's nothing that shows.
We've been in the 911 system for close to 10 years. Since 2014.
When that CAD system comes, I mean, you want to look at this and when it was.
Well, I have no way of, I look on the state, there's no kind of dates or nothing on the state website. I don't know, you know, maybe as far as like Frankfurt or something like that.
I've been a deputy sheriff since '98. I don't ever remember it being anything but Creech.
It's never been called anything else.
I think I was all in the race. I just, as a deputy sheriff, I have never heard to call it in.
So that's my decision, and that's as far as we can go. Robert, anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
I'm not a property owner there, I'm just family in a sense. And, you know, I've read a little bit, but aren't there some KRS statutes that say to be a county road, it has to be surveyed and deeds available?
And tonight, it's
I know, but I'm just saying for it to become a
Yeah,
county
they-
road.
yes,
But you're
they
saying,
are.
but you made the comment, which led to my question, that, you know, you don't know of a record, you don't know of, you know. how-
Only thing I know of is, it is a county road.
Because in 1951, if my understanding was, you know, the farm, or at least the land, and the right of way, I don't disagree. I mean, you can look at any deed, the right of way is there. But the original property was Beach or Hood property at the time. A right of way was granted, so someone from Beach or Hood would have had to have granted or signed.
But see, that's not what we're doing tonight.
Mhm.
Tonight, what we're.
Well, I mean, but
doing
it's been
is-
discussed, so
is
that's why I'm bringing it up.
Whether or not it's gonna be changed to Beach Hood Road or State Creek Road.
Okay.
That was the only petition we had tonight. Now, previous discussions, you know, and we had this down in the office, that, you know, at first it started out, and if I may say, it started out that they wanted to go from county road to a private road.
Mhm.
And then it wanted to go from a county road up to the bridge, then a private road. And then it came to just changing the name of the road. And that's what I asked Patrick and Brenda and Kenny was in there. And I asked them, you know, and I was honest, I was confused. I didn't know what they wanted. And I said, what do you want? And they said they wanted the road change, the name changed. So that's what we're here tonight to do, is either change it or not change it.
And I agree with that. I mean, you know, and Creech, if that's what the vote is, it's fine. But, you know, but my question on that is, whoever signed that over, I'm assuming they would have been given the opportunity to name the road. So that's where I'm just trying to see where the name originated from.
And see, that's the thing, you know, that there's no evidence, you know, we don't know who signed it over, who did, anything like that. And assuming, you know, we can't go by assumptions, you know, because I can assume one thing and you can assume another thing, and you know, probably neither one of us is right. But the thing about it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, is, you know, we made a decision tonight on the road change. Now, if y'all wanted to re-petition the courts, to go from public to private, you know, is that not their wishes, their rights? But, you know.
My understanding of what was going on tonight was that there was a petition to change the name of the road.
Yes. Yep. And that's.
To my knowledge, there's been no petition to go from public to private, which would be a separate act.
Separate
thing.
Yes.
I've not heard of that happening, and that's certainly not what happened tonight.
And if we do that, there's other things that we have to do in order, if you petition to change it from a public road to a private road, then it's a different act that we have to do versus tonight. Tonight, the only thing we had to do was summon the landowners here and have them to testify to the reason why that they want to change it or not want to change it. Now, if we go to the point that we want to change it from public to private, then of course, you know, we have to post it, you know, we have to post signs at each end of the roads and on the road, and, excuse me, we have to advertise in the newspaper of that act. You know, we have to give everybody the opportunity to have a say-so into that, in which, yeah, anybody that wants to have say-so. But that's not what happened tonight. Tonight was just on the road change.
Okay. Well, I don't think anybody does not want it to stay a public road. It's just, you know, everybody keeps bringing up the, you know, county road. Now there's got to be documents. Somebody has to have documents, but no, I can't find them. We've not seen them. And I know it's a separate, but like I say, you know, it's been brought up with other statements and that. So I was just voicing my opinion on it all.
That's the thing, you know, that from 19, you know, there's been a lot of different ways to record keep from 1951 to 52 up to 2024. You know, down in there, you know, and you know, I'm sure all of us can attest that we went back and looked at stuff that's actually happened in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. We can't find the paperwork. So, you know, it's just not that your road, you know, it's, you know, previous ways of people, you know, keeping the records, you know, they could have been lost. I don't know, you know, I've been here years, so I haven't been in the courts before that. I'm as old as the courts, but, you know, that, I don't know what happened as far as the records.
No, that's fine, I was just curious.
But as far as, on the list of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, you know, they have it listed as a county road. And prior to, them listing it, that as a county road, there has to be some type of ordinance done. And we have to send it, I know now, we have to send it to the state, District 10, and, have court of them approve it, and then they send it to Frankfurt, and then they approve it. And, but just calling up there and saying, hey, I want Creek Road to be a county road, it won't work, and we can do that. There has to be some type of documentation, now. And again, previous, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, I had no idea what type of, justification, yeah, thank you, that there was.
But at some point, maybe it had to be adopted as a county road.
Yeah, or it wouldn't, yeah, you're right. And JL retired out of state highway, so. But, you know, if anybody wants, you know, anything else, you know, just read this in the courts and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right. Okay. Next thing is, motion to approve operating budget, for fire truck grant.
That way if you go to build something over and you need an address, there's your one ordinances.
We're on the last legs of. Yes, sir, thank you. Appreciate it. But this rural area, has to have this approved in advance. Any questions? Anybody opposed likewise? Next thing, we put on homestead, we're gonna pass homestead because that, we haven't got the deeds, fixed yet. So, yeah, we're gonna pass that to the next meeting.
We appreciate you coming out.
Next is, motion to approve, 2023 incentive payment for Teddy Lacey, that's on his educational, deal. Motion made by Jay, second by Dennis. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Next thing is, motion to approve Kevin Babcock as, Powell County applicant agent. And basically what this is in absence of me and all the grants and stuff that we're doing, and if you want to just
real quick, the particular
okay,
form.
thank you very much.
Thank you. The particular form is for the disaster declarations, anything associated with disasters, and that way it frees up cities unavailable, things like that, keeps the money flowing. Also, with EMPG and CSEP, federal funded grants, I will still notify the judge executive prior to any signatures, and I will still notify the court the next physical court meeting of what we're doing, but it's just to expedite the things.
Sounds like a paragraph to me.
Yeah, I'm the applicant agent, I go ahead and sign the date and send it in.
Okay, and that's one thing I do want to say to appreciate Kevin, all the hard work he does on the grants and stuff. I'm getting copies every day of things like the slides and the boat dock up at Rossland and a lot of different things that he's got his hands into.
I make the motion, you know, I think you just want a paragraph, but anyway.
Okay. Motion
No
made.
extra money.
So, motion made by JL, seconded by Mike Lockard. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Next is, motion to approve Deputy Jailer Greg Drake to second shift sergeant. On that, it goes, you want to
I got a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand why we're, having to put it before the fiscal court to vote on. Because last month, we voted to and pass the, job descriptions. So if anybody got promoted, you just send over a job description, and then it was approved, went through. So if we was not hiring an addition, if we was replacing somebody, you just send it over, and it's done. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if we have an open position, and it would come open tomorrow, and it's a leadership position, say it's a lieutenant or a sergeant leads a shift, and we have to promote him tomorrow, or a different person, or her, to lead that shift, it will be a whole month, if not longer, before they would get the pay for that position.
I thought as long as we wasn't adding a head count, they were good to shuffle.
That's
not
too
hard.
It's not, no, it's no hard. We had, two individuals that left employment, and he's replacing one of them that held a lieutenant's position. So he's not even going up to, that particular rank, he's just going up a rank to the shift. So that was my question about it.
They really agreed on, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was, I didn't know.
I thought.
And it, you know, the thing that, my thing is, you know, it's good just to let us know.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, you know, I send it over if need be, whenever I do one, I can send it to all of my extra states. But I always send it over to Steph.
Is it,
Like, no,
can we do that? Well, I guess if one of us sends it to the rest of the magistrates, that would
Do
constitute.
you worry about that being a meeting?
Yeah.
No.
Not voting on nothing, just letting us know that they moved.
Just as long as we don't do it, he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like tomorrow, you know, if 4 or 5 want to come, or it's not a meeting, it's just it's a training.
Well, on that it would be. Yeah, that, we could do that.
If public business is discussed.
Yeah.
If public business, well.
Discussed.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to call it a meeting.
Yeah, we can.
Call it a meeting.
Well, it's, we have to do 24 hours in advance.
What do you do?
It's Southern Health, is coming up. We have some questions on some, bills. Yeah.
I mean, it would.
Yeah, it would.
If a quorum of the magistrates is there.
Yeah.
Less than that could go.
Actually, we can have two there, and as long as we don't have over 50% of it.
I think that's right. And that would not be considered.
Yeah. But anything over 50% of them.
Well, you always share with me what you learn.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would keep it out of the meeting.
Yeah.
This is good, and I'll
I
see.
can't make it. Not 10 o'clock.
Me and Brian, anybody else want to go? Dale or Chad? Okay. Well, just be at the office at 10 o'clock in the morning then, that'd be great. Next is the motion to approve the second reading of budget amendment number 3. Any questions on this?
Can you have a refresher, please?
Did we didn't vote on
No,
You
no.
already done the amendment at the
No.
top, so.
No, and let me go ahead and say that we'll strike the motion to approve Deputy Jailer Greg Drake to second shift due to the fact that do what? Yeah. Which one? Yeah, it's
4th one up.
right here.
Well, maybe that was one before I was on. I just said he was paying.
Everything else is getting good.
All right. So we'll strike that on the motion to approve Deputy Jailer Greg Drake. Reason is we didn't have to due to the last month's meeting. So we'll go back and again, motion to approve the second reading of budget amendment number 3. Any questions on this amendment?
Or was it?
It's that amendment, you all had the first reading, it's the,
recycling Kirby's and then the Mack trucks.
Yeah.
And it, DLG signed off on it.
Motion made by Jill, second by Chad. No, you're Dennis. That's Chad. I was Chad earlier. I was not. Did I give it Chad? I may have been looking at him, I was talking about Chad. Sorry.
They got it on video better.
We got the eight. So, motion made by JL, second by Chad. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any favor opposed likewise? Okay, motion passes. Dennis? Yes, sir, Dennis. Next motion to approve employees' titles and wages, same as we do, January of every year. Same as we did last year. Any changes on that, Connie?
Nope.
Okay. Motion made by Dennis. Second by Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right. Next thing is, motion to approve Chelsea Seal as part-time animal control officer. So, we had Chelsea come in tonight and, let Chelsea, meet y'all, let y'all meet Chelsea. Chelsea, if you want to come on up. And, I've talked to Chelsea and, Justin has talked to Chelsea and, my main question is why?
Well,
Are you currently volunteering, I guess?
yeah, no, I'm not currently volunteering.
Okay.
I love animals and I like people and I'm gonna get dirty and
How
I
can you
feel
do
like.
both?
Huh?
How can you do both?
I've
struggled with that my whole life.
I just feel like I can do it, and I know there's like hard situations, and I feel like I can handle those.
Yeah, some of the things that we've explained to Chelsea is about on the animal control, some of the responsibilities and as far as, animal control and the different descriptions as far as, taking out inmates and stuff and that's one of the main questions I was wondering, if she had any problem with that. Of course, before you do it, you have to be trained by the jail, to do it.
Is there any issue
That'd
with
be my
that?
biggest concern.
Yeah, it would depend on, there'd be a lot of circumstances in it. So, if it is any time during the day shift, we're not allowed to have them out after dark.
Yeah.
So, if there's something on day shift, I would feel more comfortable. There's no rule, regulation, or anything, but I would feel more comfortable if a male went with her and a sister with her. And that's just me because.
You talking about like Justin? You talking about Justin being with her too, or like?
No, I mean, so she's gonna be filling in whenever Justin can.
Okay.
more or less.
Yeah, she'll be
So,
part-time.
instead of her having to take, 2 inmates out with her to work or go and catch animals or whatever, I would really like to send somebody from our staff, and ain't got nobody to assist, I would feel more comfortable. It's not a rule, a
It's
law.
safety.
Yeah.
Safety, to me, it's
Yeah.
a safety. There is not no law or anything that states she can't take out inmates, but I'm just,
You still train them.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that we can do.
Female inmate?
Huh?
I asked that and they said that they don't usually let them out. but-
I've never,
So, the case is, yes, you could. It'd have to be a level 1, state inmate, female, which right now we may have 1. That's a level 1. They have to pass a certain criteria, and, I'm not sure if she would want to get dirty.
I think the main things on this is, the inmates cleaning the dog pound.
We can take them up there and drop them off, and go back and pick them up in that case.
And that's one of the things, if y'all don't mind doing that, I think that'd be great.
We've done it a bunch of times in the past.
That way there actually will be two females up there,
Yeah.
and they can watch them. You can be their supervisor and stuff like that. But you wouldn't have to have them in the truck with you and all that because you know, and that, I'll be honest with you, that's the reason why I ask you about the inmates and stuff like that, is, I don't want you to be put into a situation that, could jeopardize you or jeopardize them. You know, you know, and it's.
I like the idea of it,
But
but
I wanna make sure.
Inmates
I say this with, you know, just the safety.
yeah.
Safety.
And I'll say this, them guys will work great.
They are.
They work hard, it could very well be me or anybody else in there, you know, so they treat females with respect from what I've seen, and, there's 1% you might have a problem out of, but we would never let one of them come out. But just me as a guy, and, you know, I've got kids your age, I would have a
She
issue with
went,
it.
she went to school with my kids, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably don't know my age. I'm 30.
Yeah, I got to get 30 this year.
He had purple as
But I think that'd be great if you all would mind to do it.
We'd be
you know,
happy
to come, you know, take them over and then pick them back up, and that would lessen the probability of anybody.
Like, if there is a female that would like to do it, like later on, you know, like, would she be able to?
Let me discuss that with the Department of Corrections. Because where we house the work center residents, we house them in a different facility. So as long as they'll allow me, because I house state and county together, females, so as long as they would allow me to let a state female go out and come back to a state and county housing, then I can do it.
That might be something on down the road.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be, it's not gonna be that often that she'll need that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can help out where we can.
Well, for next 2 or 3 months, I'll be working Saturdays, so if you can drop them off a hour, 1 o'clock or something, I can come over, my pump up, check everything, and haul them up, and take them in with me.
We'll need to build her in that CAD system, and how will we get a schedule and a contact number? Will she have a county phone, or far as for the dispatch to know who to contact? Like the weekend she's off, the holidays, how will we get that from you? Or
I guess we better hire her first.
I'm trying to get it all
Yeah.
Well, I think, I guess first we have that money to enforce it.
And we have positions for part-time.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that we're gonna have to do. He's working 7 days a week. And we've got to give him some breaks, whether it's a day or 2 days or something like that. And one thing that, and I don't know if I told you or not, but you know, if you get into a situation that you need help, phone call away. I will answer your phone call.
Yeah, be on the first you answer.
And you know, we and have you ever thought about dispatching also? You haven't thought about it, or you're not interested? Okay. I guess that answers that. So we've got a motion on the table by JL and seconded by Mike.
We're not discussing salary or anything.
I'd say
This
that's
is posted in
I was. Yeah, it was $12 an hour, I think.
the, yeah, it was in the original.
Yeah, 12. I think it was $12 an hour. Which that's the base of what we got on everybody right now. Are you satisfied with $12 an hour? Okay.
How many hours?
I gotta take what I can get right now.
Well, she's not allowed to work anything over 24 hours a week, but I think somewhere 8 to 16. I don't think unless he goes on vacation or something, maybe we can go up to 24. But the part-time people.
Figured in a week's work, or is it figured in so many hours a month?
A month. You have 100 hours a month. Yeah, because there was a discussion on that is whether it's 24 hours a week or
Retirement. was like-
monthly or annually, and it's monthly.
I just wanna make sure we
Yeah.
clear. So she understood.
Yeah. So that's a rule that we have to follow that state and federal. Are you okay with that? So we're looking probably, you know, 16 hours a week. And there might be times that you're called out and stuff, so, you know, you might get 20 or something like that. Are you okay with that? Are y'all, fiscal court okay with that?
You all work it out, or you're gonna be on call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would she go with Justin for modeling?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I told her that we wouldn't throw her out by ourselves, we'll just, you know, maybe
He said
hire.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I told him 30 minutes. But, no, we'll get you, and we want you to be confident about what you're doing, so. And again, you know, any questions or anything like that, you know, call any of us, here, we don't mind. Actually, Brian's got more dog boards and stuff in there, his dog board. Yeah, he does.
Old dog board right there.
Yeah. And he's old.
Got an experience right there.
Yeah. We can
I
do
was
that.
poke board.
So we've got motion on the table, seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Just get with Justin, and that way y'all can come down to the office and get with Stephanie and sign all your papers and stuff, and get started where Justin wants to.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah, you take care of it. All right, we'll go back up here to department head update. Let's see, let's see, Nathan's not here.
I think we got a call.
Yeah, Patrick's not here. Oh, there's Tim. Tim, you wanna come up?
I don't want to come up. I gave you a paper from the transfer station. That's just the cash that we bought in for trash. And that's not including charges or nothing, so we've hit over 6 figures this year. That's up about 17,000 from last year. So,
That's just what you take in for not metal.
no, it's not metal, nothing recycled, that's not dump rentals, that's just money that comes through
Through the transfer station.
through the transfer station, through the window.
Was last year a full year of the scale?
Huh?
Was last year a full year of scale use too?
Yes.
Okay.
This makes kind of what, 3 years maybe? That 2019 I opened skills up. And we went through. Huh?
Bring me a copy of that tomorrow.
I've got a copy right here. And like I say, this, I know we had, what, Connie, probably, you got a check for $2,500 that Rogers paid on their trash bill. And we probably sent out about $5,000 worth of.
Stanton Housing sitting
Yeah, so that's our charge counts for the year.
Yeah.
And dumpster rental, I started on it, I'm about $6,000 right now on dumpster rentals. What we bought in on dumpster rentals and stuff. So,
How's it going on the turkeys?
me and George was about ready to have it out. I kind of lost my cool a time or two today. They're wanting to charge us taxes.
No.
And I finally told them enough mouthful that they dropped the tax. Last phone call I got went home. They dropped the $1,700 tax. They're going to charge us a tax on the stamp. It's a one-time tax deal, what they're trying to say on the phone.
So how much is that? How much?
$42.
Yeah, we're taking,
So
it's $42,
on our stamp or on our logo, it's a $42 tax, one-time deal. So,
can we afford it?
no, but if y'all are all right, if y'all are all right with us paying $42, I'm not gonna argue with them no more. I've told them 3 times today, they can take them to shovel. So,
Are they still available?
yeah.
You've been to my school, haven't you?
Huh?
I said, you've been to some of my leadership classes.
But they didn't knock $1,800.
Any opposition on the $42? It wouldn't hurt.
I make a motion to pay $14 for street.
That way we make sure that we do it right. Motion made by Dale, seconded by Dennis, not Chad, I'm kidding, Chad. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Now, I'll argue with them again in the morning before we pay that. Try to get that off. I did give Eddie an application for, Brenniker, I can't think of his name. We've never replaced Troy, and Troy's been gone since October. And he'll just be a, yeah.
Greg, number that?
Who?
Greg.
Yes. Greg's got personal issues, man, they already talked about it. It's probably gonna be June before he's able to come back. He's fighting the situation, try to come back.
And right now, we do need an extra part-time employee down there because, one of the other employees is having to spend time with his wife. She's sick and you know, he works where he can and like I told him the other day, you know, he takes care of her first, you know, he needs to take care of his wife. We'll worry about the rest.
Now Roger's gonna be the same situation. His wife's got stage 4 cancer, so he might be able to work 6 hours this week. Next week he might be able to work 2 or 3 days. But I'm gonna probably put Robert straight on the road, cleaning, and that way, cause the roads looks like crap since Christmas. They look plumb pitiful. And it's been a couple months since we've hit the roads hard.
And the guys really do a good job on cleaning the roads and stuff up.
Yeah. And you know, we get shy of $20,000 a year, and I'm sure Connie's got it already for this year. A layer abatement grant, and that all goes towards, you know, labor and everything else.
Yeah, basically did the free employee comprehensive
Yeah.
grant.
And that we've added that to our general labor to pay for our part-timers.
Any questions? Anything else, Tim?
We're gonna talk about buying lunches for the inmates.
Yeah, one of the things that was brought up, and Tim and I discussed it, and see what y'all think about it. And this you know, the inmates at the landfill and the 3 at the dog pound, every once in a while, not every day, how do y'all feel about, you know, possibly getting them, you know, maybe once or twice a week, getting them something to eat, you know, maybe from IGA or
Is it as long as Robert okay?
yeah. Well, now we I did call the state auditor's office and asked them, and Tim was sitting there whenever I was talking to him. I actually talked to Mike, and he said that we could do that. He said because it's part of our responsibility to feed them, and he said that would be fine as far as
Can't feed employees.
yeah. Yeah. But you know, something that Tim had talked about is maybe once or twice a week or something, maybe buying some hamburgers or hot dogs where that they can grill them out. They've got hot plate and stuff down there that they can grill them out, and every once in a while if they're out on the road, you know, stop somewhere that's really cheap and give them something to eat. I know Kroger has them $5 plate lunches and IGA and stuff like that. And we thought, what was it, maybe two times a week, and looking about
$100
$500 to $5,500 a year.
Yeah.
And you know, one of
Let me ask this, can it be somewhere where they charge it, or how?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, 'cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had talked to Dairy Queen already, cause that's who I get our hamburger meat when I have dinners and stuff. And the price they're giving us that, and I can make a macaroni salad, buy the buns, and feed them almost 2 weeks for $100. I mean, that's eating a hamburger every day, but still, that's, no offense, Neil, that's better than some green blondie I've seen.
And And, you know, like I said before, that the inmates do an excellent job down there, and they're saving from us having to hire extra people to take their place, and,
One of the big how it was, they got shut down.
yeah, and it's just, I'm not gonna say a bonus, you know, but it's an incentive to get them to work hard and stuff.
So Mr. Eds, we've got a agreement with Mr. Eds too, that, probably about twice a week, we'll do that. Feed them if they're out there working, you know, pretty hard, we'll feed them with our, and what we do, we just, save it, we'll pay them, like at the end of the week.
Well, that'd be good. So what you do is, 2 times a week, just go to Mr. Ed's.
But it has to
charge
say
jail.
No kidding. I mean, that, you know, that's, I know you said that joking, but I mean, if you need to change it up.
Well, and that's what I talked to them. I talked to the guys that's been with me the longest, and we've talked about it last 2 days. I said, it might be me catching hamburger meat on sale at Save a Lot, going back fixing your damn pot of chili to go all week on. And they're all for that. I mean, they have no problem with it. Yeah.
They work hard.
And, you know, not being, and this is our problem at transfer station, is we'll get good employees or good guys workforce that's trained and able to do what we need to do. Then the opening comes open in Clay City and they're gone because they're getting food every day.
If they work hard, we let them pick where they wanna go.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. Go.
That's,
Yeah,
I guess, Chad, Carmichael feel good. Huh?
So do I have a motion to accept or to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Motion made by JL, seconded by Dennis.
Yeah, I'm gonna approve this motion.
You're pretty good. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Anything else, Tim?
Nah, I think that's it.
Let's see. Kevin, do you have anything?
I can.
If you just wanna kind of give an update of what you've done.
It wasn't prepared for this.
Just say I raked in a boatload of money.
As of last meeting, we were at 39.3 on the business licenses with 193 collected. Currently now we're at 43,275 and the number's bumped up to 213. So we gained about $4,000 and 20 business licenses. We're still going through updating stuff as far as occupational taxes and net profits, and we've got a ways to go on that, but we're finding quite a bit of money. We've got anywhere from 13 to 20 plus thousand coming in occupational taxes from one business in arrears that'll be here tomorrow. But, there's quite a bit of that out there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, that you found several businesses that really hadn't paid anything, had they, in the years?
I've got one here from 2004 to 2023, like 0 net profits every year. And we
That's
had,
a construction company.
and we had another one that was, yeah, just about as bad.
You'd be surprised at ones it was. Anything else?
No, other than we need to, at some point, tweak the language on this and do some updates to that, so
Yeah.
I'll get with you on that.
On the ordinances, he's found a couple of things that we need to kind of tweak up a little bit and re-verify or whatever. So we might do that next fiscal court meeting. We'll put it on the agenda, that way we can do the update. Anything else, Kevin?
No, I think that's about it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We're getting inspected next month.
I just need approval to go ahead and send them money for the license. And for our TDI, total $700. But we can't get your receipt for the pay. Y'all hold on 115.
So the inspection of the ambulances and the training. Motion by Brown, second by Dennis. No, about the, actually, I was about that. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries.
And we got our Mercedes back.
Not running.
Not running, we had it all back. Nathan Foster said he thinks he can fix it for $5,000 to $6,000. It's got 230,000 miles on it. So we want to spend $5,000.
I don't know. I don't know. We broke down so many times.
Go ahead, Brother Brian.
Remember why we're going to push that one? Donate it to the town so we can go. Puppy wagon.
Did they charge us anything for having it cleaned down?
In the box, we use the box up there?
No, it's the van.
Pay it back.
All up together.
Would Red Star be interested in using that, see if they fix it? No. No.
It doesn't need to be fixed.
It's a storage building.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get the radios and everything out of it. Anything we can salvage.
Salvage what you can.
So we got a visit from Culture the other day.
Oh, shoot.
Somebody, one of our internal employees a while ago filed a complaint. And other than having a couple of forms filled out that we knew nothing about, everything was good.
Your, Ocean.
Yeah. 300.
Me and Eddie had the dumbest look on our
We had no idea.
We had no idea what was on there.
They used to be there.
Yeah, that,
Just about every.
in which, Keiko, Keiko is going to help us out. Because every year, they send an annual, list of our workplace injuries and total days off and the amount of money that's spent and stuff.
I mean, you just, you gotta be careful because you don't want to include the whole county on his.
Well, no, she wants it, everybody, yeah. She stated that, each department should have their own 300-day form that they, and then annually, we update it. Which, based upon the information, they said that, not having that 300 form and 300 day, if they cite us, that could be a $7,000 fine. And, so.
That's after again,
After, and which, I called her actually yesterday and talked to her, and I told her what was going on, and Steve with Keiko, Steve Morrison, he's gonna come up and train us, and he's gonna give us some forms, and he's gonna fill some forms out for us, for EMS, from now, and, hopefully by that, they will just give us a warrant, they will just warn us, and because, like I said, we never knew, we had no idea.
well, it used to be done, but I don't recall.
Yeah. It hasn't been done after you.
That's probably the last time they done,
Yeah.
But the actual complaints that were filed against them, there was no findings or record.
Well, it was to the point of trip hazards, and like we said, trip hazards, was about to trip on them, like to pick them up. They said that, they had mouse droppings all over the place. There's, and like both of us said, no, that's not true. Water leaks, and, they said they had mold, which she inspected everything, that couldn't come up with anything. And also the ceiling out in the bay was falling, the plaster falling down. And, like Nathan said, back 2 or 3 years ago, when they had a new roof put on, they fixed that. But due to the moisture and stuff in there, it continuously falling. And electrical hazards, and like I told her, I said, yeah, there probably is electrical hazards in it because it's been built on about 3 or 4 times. And that's the reason why we're tearing it down and building a new ambulance service. So we had to get her a copy of the contract and stuff, and we had to Codell and showed her that, and she was fine with it. The main thing that she was more concerned about was that form.
Yeah,
And now we know about the form, and from here on out, that's what, you know, we're going to make sure it's there.
Is that every building supposed to have that form?
Yes. Every department.
Yeah, we're always coming to 21 locations with that copy on it. Now that 221 employees, 600,000 hours worked from 23 to 1050.
Good. Anything else, Nathan?
The critical care class Jessica was talking about earlier, could we possibly send Chad Charles to that also if he's interested? Put all three of our full-time paramedics in critical care. No, the way they're doing this class, it's sprung out from, I think, February 2nd to like May 25th, so it's on different days.
Yeah, she said either 11 weeks or 16 weeks.
Yeah. It's spread out pretty good, but we shouldn't have any problems getting covered. It's just been an issue.
Was he just pay for his, just the class, maybe?
$1,300 for the class on it.
Yeah.
I'm for any employee, as long as they stay with us, they could get more training.
Same 2-year contract.
Yeah, same thing. If he's interested, I've not talked too much about it. I'll ask him more about it.
So we're good, we'll need another motion to accept that. Motion to approve, pay Chad Charles's way to critical care. By Brian, second by Dale, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. Anything?
They came out and done an asbestos check on the building the other day, so all that process is getting started, just an update on that. He said he found a little bit in the floor tiles, but that's it. Nothing like that.
Good.
So, well, we've not seen the actual report yet, that's just their thing, so.
Yeah.
And they're working on the new ambulance. I've got a picture of it. It's not real good.
Nice.
So, I'll show you all that as well. That's all I got.
When is its due date?
They said, last February.
Looks like main thing they have to do is put the lights and stuff on it.
Yeah, they've already got the steel and stuff on.
All I got.
I can do the animal shelter if you want.
Okay, yeah.
All right, the floor is finished. It now meets state requirements. He has ordered the new gates, so we have all new floor, all new gates to go up. We've got a new sign for the outside of the building, and we've also got the vinyl, we'll be putting vinyl labels on the truck and the little dog box we bought. And there'll also be more signage throughout the dog animal shelter building. So I got a picture of the floor.
Picture of the master.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're mice free now.
Yeah.
I guess, did y'all hear what happened on the floor? After they coated the epoxy, coated and all this stuff, they were about 4 or 5 miles stuck to it. So they had to go back in and.
No charge, no charge.
No charge, no. Yeah.
And we'll look at payments. What's our cats do there? There's a cat up there, we take some money.
Yeah.
They got to walk in the road.
But did you see the mice?
Yeah, they're looking at it.
Hey, Dale, some of them cats are scared of what's up there at the transfer station.
River out.
All right, Justin, you have anything else?
No, sir.
About the only thing that I really have from that is, we're still making improvements every day to try to find the stuff that's wrong and fix it. Still got people coming in getting addresses. That's the only thing I still want to look into in the future is maybe getting ArcGIS purchased and getting more trained on that and maybe doing it in-house. Bluegrass Ad isn't really good at communicating back with me, so it's been 2 months since I've even heard from them, the last stuff I've sent up, so that's really about it. Kind of get some quotes and as you just said.
Any questions on it?
All right, I mean, Larry.
I bring you stuff. Well, we've got the last two full-time hires. They're scheduled for the academy in March. Everybody here, you know, is, they're at least pre-certified, but they're the only two that are not. You know, everybody else is academy trained. Other than that, we're still waiting on the phone system. They put one of the switches in, which is already paid for. CAD system, we're waiting on them to update that. Are you good with, talk about pay, or you want to do that later?
I'll go ahead, whatever you want to do.
Y'all, we've got to raise the pay. We've advertised now for 3 or 4 days. Nobody's applying. We can't compete with these other counties. The workers we've got, we're working them to death. We had 3 out here last week with COVID. It was a pretty long week. We've lost another full-time one, which, to get competitive, the money has to come up. You know, the starting pay is at $12.50. I think it needs to be $13. I really do. After the academy with the contract, they'll get $1 a raise. After 6 months of full-time, they get a 50-cent raise. You've got them at least $14.50 then. Now, if we could hire somebody that's already academy trained, we could start them at 14. Tell you that the ones we got, they're getting more out. Estill County gave their workers a $2 an hour raise this last week. Keep in mind, 2 of them girls is from Estill County that are driving over here. And Tish is the trainer. And Tish has not asked for anything like that to stay here. She stayed here through the holidays. Kevin brought her a bed in here because we were short-handed. She stayed here around the clock through the holidays to make sure this place was covered.
And during the last week, they sounded off.
They still
were
work.
sick, they still work.
They tried as hard as they could to find ways that no voice. I mean, we can't be. I think with the savings that this place has had over the last year, the compliance that it is now, I'm not asking for everybody here, especially myself. I'm not asking for anything, but I think the ones that are here that these last group hired, I think we need to take them to the 13 versus the 12.50, and 2 of these supervisors that have went far and beyond to keep them. I think they need $1 on the hour for them. Not me. I'm asking for these 2 girls that are supervisors, and Justin's a salary. He's really worked hard himself here the last little bit because he's had an issue with his flooring at home. He's worked around the clock as well. I save mine on the book. I don't get any extra. I can tell you I've got about 348 hours of call time myself. We're going to keep these workers. We're not going to be a revolving door because it's going to happen. Winchester's over 20, Mount Sterling's. Well, we budgeted, myself and Connie did, for 8 people, not including me and Justin, for the amount of $282,000. We've used $100,522, leaves $181,477 on paper. We should get an increase in the 911 fees because, as I've told you
What's the
before.
paper versus the bank account?
Well, it's money in the bank.
No. It does, everything back the same.
Well,
We held it
not
down.
necessarily, well,
We just go on paper.
Yeah, well, but I get with Connie.
They don't pay you.
You know, I get with Connie and, you know, let her know. I mean, we had it down to 60-some hours of overtime. You know, the payroll's bigger this time because they had the holiday. Each full-time employee, except for me and Justin, had 32 hours of holiday, the 2 Christmas and the 2 New Year's. We take hours off, we work it, we just save it up. Anytime you all want to view it, there's a book in here. You can compare it to the CADs. If it's gonna function, I'll tell you what it takes to run it. I've been here a year. You see what you had you see what you paid out the year before, I'm gonna say that, and you see what you paid out this year. I'm not sure me and Justin can do it without these girls in here. I'm just gonna say that. And they've asked for nothing. I mean, they haven't. I feel we're obligated to show appreciation. I really am. You've got some other employees that were title holders that never lost any, when the titles was taken away from them, never lost any pay. That's prior to January 23. We've had one off on medical leave. Hopefully he comes back in February. And they've still made this work where I show Mike every time I bring the time up. You're not nowhere near paying the overtime you paid before with a handful of people.
Well, and that being said too, is December last year, you know, you had part-time people working 80 hours. Okay.
You mean December of 22?
Yeah, December 22. Had part-time people working 80 hours a paycheck, and then they were working another 80 hours overtime, and you know, then part-time.
You had people that made $10 an hour, made $40,000 out of here that year, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. And so far, what, last year you saved $30-some thousand on overtime?
We was 2,001 hour under. No, we saved right at $40,000 in just overtime. That was overtime. That was with Social Security. All of those figures put in place in a calendar year. And you all, I manage it. I do. But the savings is because of these workers. You know,
How far are we on with the cities put in?
well, I've told Kevin and now what I want is
We're going in March.
we've been doing it. But I want a monthly printout of what it costs to run this place here. The utilities, the water, electric, which we're gonna get rid of a bunch of phone lines. And it's not like Stanton has more calls than Clay City, it's like Clay City has more. Justin can pull the numbers, or Tish can pull the numbers. It's a overall, so it's not like, well, maybe Clay City paid for one salary, Stanton two. It needs to divide.
I think the last time I looked at it, on my runs, Stanton was like 6-7% more than Clay City, but that's cause
Nursing home runs. And we code everything out of here, the transfer from Clark Regional, to go Mount Sterling back is 56 Atkinson Street. So that's where you're getting your higher numbers. Your last ambulance number was for the year 23 was, yeah. Your fire department numbers, I gave those to you.
Yeah, around 500 some per department.
Just saying, if you want to function in this function, and you ain't got no free time, and I can train you a little bit, I suggest we help these people. Because in today's world, it's about money. I mean, it really is, and they're all,
But you haven't to pay.
We do.
Well, and
Maybe
that's,
just talking today, in all reality, they should be paying fire departments and EMS and dispatch.
Without dispatch, you won't have a fire department, you won't have nobody extra phone
Didn't
calls.
years ago, didn't fire departments get insurance money for runs? They still do.
They do if they will.
well, if it's a structure fire, if it's a working structure fire, then they get $500.
Well, in a wreck, worse than road and stuff. That's what we used to haul it all down there.
No, we don't do that.
It's
Place-
very seldom you get any money out of it.
Yeah, and even working structure fires, it's hard because, you know, where the insurance companies pays this, insurance,
I think what he's saying
surcharge.
about they used to pay firefighters for the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a lump sum, but.
Yeah, as far as paying the firefighters' calls, all the county run money goes back in.
$24 the first one.
Give them 10. Yeah. They went from 5 to 10. But now then, all that goes back into the fire department to buy equipment, to, partially
It's
pay
up to
for
the fire department.
trucks.
They don't want to give them, they can.
Yeah.
It's up to them, it's up to the chief and fire department.
But,
Most places, they don't.
but the cities and counties, we get insurance surcharge, a premium. And, that's where the budgets come out of that, so.
What if they don't have roads, then you don't do nothing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if they don't have insurance, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, we don't charge them. We don't charge them. But, one thing that bring back on the budget, the budget, anytime we do a budget, that's a guesstimation. That's a guesstimation for what we may bring in and stuff, it's not exact. And,
I guess what I'm
if
trying to make
it's-
sure we get worse, that we don't pay per run fire department, they give it a lot now.
Yeah, we give, the county gives $20,000 a year.
Okay, that's what,
And,
there's not a per
and that's,
run.
no, that's, and basically on $20,000, it's not, we just give it to them, say, here you go, here's your $20,000.
They got
We,
to pay their bills, right?
whenever, well, no, they bring the receipts into Connie.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's-
Connie pays the bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, I may add, we've got the bill presented where, they're in session now for the, class funding for our dispatcher. That'll be statewide if that passes. That'll help a little bit,
But back, let me back up real quick while I'm thinking about this. On, like I said, on the paper versus money we have in the bank, it looks good on paper, but if we don't have the money in the bank to back it up.
Bills, if it's short, everything comes from the general fund.
Yeah.
Whether it's whatever department.
General fund can't stand much.
No, and the thing about
Right,
it is,
that's what keeps us going. is the general
this
fund.
past year, and I'll say, this past year, we've played a lot of catch up. A lot of things that we had to buy, as far as, paid, we've upped the hourly rate of the employees. They were $10 an hour, and now they're $12.50, and the jail's $13 an hour. And, we've bought a new truck, well, not a new truck, a 2021 for the road department. We've replaced the radio system and a lot of things we've done that's, nickel and dime on the debt. And it's turned out to be hundreds of thousands of dollars that we've had to do. Next year, whenever CSEP closes out, what do you think? 500,000?
I was going to talk about that in a minute, but I'll have to talk about it now. Just the dispatch portion is about the EOC portion is about 7,000, just for the electric, the water bill, even though we're going to reduce the phone some, it's not going to be reduced. The maintenance on the HVAC, the maintenance on the building itself is around $7,000 a month. That's $84,000 a year. And then you take EM, you have to pay an EM director, whether it's me or somebody else. You're talking about another, whatever the fiscal court teams, which you're talking about $270,000 to $280,000 a year to run the radios and all this other stuff, because you can't wait for 6 or 7 years and spend $1 million on a radio system. You need to plan for the radio system now. And if you divide that, you divide $1 million times 10 years, it's going to be $100,000 a year just for the radio system. And then you've got mobile systems you have to worry about. And so yeah, it's about $270,000 a year. This time next year,
But
we will be talking about it, we will be doing closeout.
That's just for dispatch.
Yeah, $7,000 a month is just dispatch.
And the thing about it is, you just purchased, 4 computers for, ambulance service?
Yeah, EMT.
And
No, I haven't even touched, that's $1 billion project by itself.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, is everything.
Lucas, the stretchers, all of that stuff.
$25,000 stretchers and $34,000 monitors and $18,000 Lucases.
Yeah, that's where the 270 comes in, because in 270, if you budgeted 270 a year, you could get one Lucas, you can get one Striker, and you can rotate those every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, CSEP is just replenishing them, refurbishing them, replacing them as needed. That's done, no more projects. And as far as the communication systems, we got probably a solid 5 years out of them. But that doesn't mean we don't have maintenance. That's $23,000 a year. And that hasn't went up in 6 or 7 years. He has to drive all the way from Cincinnati. If we don't take him, the closest other guy's in London, Kentucky, so he'd have to drive too. They're gonna charge. So things are going up. That's the reason why we come up with $7,000 a month just for the dispatch portion. Then you got the ambulance and you got EM, emergency management, that didn't even touch the siren systems. There's so many small pieces that if the county or the cities don't help a little bit, I don't see how the county, based on what I've seen in the budget, we just don't have the money.
We can't
And
survive
grants,
without the help.
and grants, we'll be at the bottom of the bucket when it comes to grants because we've got so much money from C7. When they're changing people over to P25s, that's who's gonna get money. When they're getting people like Wolf County or Lee County up to par on their ambulance services, that's who's gonna get the money. Powell County is gonna be at the lower on the list to get some of those things. The only thing we're going to be getting money on is the SAR team, which hopefully the urban rescue will help out tremendously on the SAR aspect. But as far as EMS and emergency management, this time next year.
Is there any talk of a program to replace CSIP like?
No. We have talked and talked and talked. What they're going to do is they're going to provide transition assistance for employees.
Okay.
They have no talk about transitional assistance for governments, as far as how do we ease you off the subsidies that you had for 30 years. Yeah. And that ain't, I mean, we've actually talked about that. As far as employees goes, there are a lot of opportunities opening up over at Avon and places like that they're looking to bring in more industry, and we will be high on the list for that. KYEM is offering positions, area managers and things like that. So is FEMA, Region Forward headquarters and all the different regions around the nation. There's a lot of jobs for people, but as far as, again, we've specifically been told that when we apply for grants, our equipment will be too new. We'll have to wait, and we'll be back in the same boat we were 30 years ago. We'll be so far down that rabbit hole that it'll be a Band-Aid. I guess so. That help you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said that same speech.
30 years ago?
When did I quit? 2000. That's one reason I quit. Good, because no one would listen, so you need to start planning for it, then. And automatically, I got thrown on the bus as I was wanting to raise taxes.
Well, see, that's it. Taxes, fees, you talk what you want to. For our society to be a good community with high interest from our tourism and enticing industry, we have to have infrastructure.
Yeah. And we can get into that all night tonight as far as.
That's a whole budget.
Yeah, as far as, our goals and stuff like that, and based upon what I've seen, that, here in the past, it's like it was living by day, and you have to have a short-term interest, middle-term interest, 5-year interest, an outlook of what we're gonna be at in 10 years. And
To my knowledge, they have never been nothing, nobody sit down and done anything.
And that's where it's gonna change, because we are. I'll shut up right now. Let me shut up until it's my turn, then I'll finish with Larry. So,
I'd say, if you want to keep what you've got, no phone calls going down there, help them. If you don't,
He asked a question, do we have the money to afford that 50 cents?
I don't know if you've got the money to afford it. It's in the money, because to be honest with you, it's been so jacked up in the past. They cut all the monies off. Last February, it was nothing. I mean, when you've got it under the authority of Sam Catherine of Pulaski County Sheriff, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Well, I mean, going forward.
Yeah.
Will we have money if we decided to do as you asked? Can we
Probably not, other than the general fund, unless you're gonna pull some kind of funds that's gonna fund this. I mean, where it's an emergency services tax. Estill County's just like this county. However, Estill County over, they have a dispatcher. Since CSIP's been there, it's been paid around the clock by CSIP. Paid a dispatcher 24/7, 365. So that's been a salary. You always had a trained person there. I can't tell you how much trained person here. If another break of COVID comes out here, I can tell you that 20 hours was a long shift in here the Christmas night. I mean,
And that's where we have to get it, you know, I don't want to say aggressive, but we have to stress to both Clay City and Stanton that they're gonna have to put up some money.
Can't we, do like we done now, then summons the mayors and the council up here to a fiscal court meeting?
we've been down there, Jay, and told them, well, you know.
Yeah, they've been warned.
Right.
Well, advised, I shouldn't say warned.
No, I mean, we probably need to ask them to appear here, or we're gonna, has a.
Well, I was planning on March. March is whenever they start their budget cycle. And, you know, we were gonna go down and talk to them in March and because it needs to start now. It don't need to start, after the budget year.
No, I guess going forward, the things that we need to do, you guys, Nathan, even the fire department, whatever, everybody involved in this needs to start having the figures for last year. How he got where this place is supporting all these 8 different parts of the county and the city, whatever we're actually on.
What about this, Larry? We start off at $13 an hour and do away with the 50-cent raise after 6 months because.
That's in the policy procedure, right?
Can't change it, I mean, because EMTs, 13, Jill, everybody's at 13 right now, 8 from one department kind of get ahead of the rest of them, like being all the same.
I understand that. The only thing about it is, you don't need an ambulance service for a police department.
Y'all are 12.
Yeah, you don't need an ambulance service for a police department, you can get a dispatch, they don't need to make an ambulance call. Right now, you call another county, put them on standby, or you can call Eddie for free labor. And Nathan, I'm sure he's salary at free labor, we can get an ambulance.
You want to pay for it?
Yeah, but if you ain't got that person to answer the phone, I'm telling you, this little girl sitting right there's not even academy trained, 2 people's done died on the phone and they're giving CPR instructions.
I'm not arguing against you.
I understand, I totally understand. I can tell you what it takes to make it run. Y'all more welcome to come sit any shift you want to, volunteer your time, we'll get you telephone CPR trained. And
Well, the main thing is we don't want to lose what we gained.
that's exactly what it is, and you know, I'm not bashing people. We started out in the dirt here. Yeah, we did. We started out in the dirt, and you've got these kind of people.
Well, January 2023, you had 1 certified person.
This man right here.
That man right there.
You know
1
why he
certified
had
dispatcher.
Because he kept up with his own training.
That's it. Now then, we have
Everybody.
everybody
Two are
that's trained
pre-certified.
and 2 of them pre-certified. So after they go to the academy, everybody's
Yeah,
gonna be
they're academy
certified.
trained.
No, I mean, we have a trainer now to help.
Oh, wait, yeah, it is
Continue
trained,
to-
and that's why I say, a part-time person, I can't even, tomorrow, I can't hire a full-time person. Because of House Bill 373, we had a girl full-time, you all approved it. They found out at that academy, they made us kick her back to full-time, or part-time, because she went through phase 2. This ain't hire today, and then start tomorrow. Philip Fraser does one of those phases for us free now, because it's such a log to get into. Every angle's been cut, and I'm telling you, we're one bad call away from somebody being in here one a shift, and they're sick like that. And I was one call out of the band. You know, I'll put any of them up against anybody. I really wouldn't. You know, I've done this job since September 11th, 98. Done it by myself. They didn't hire me nobody.
I will say this, you couldn't pay me that money, George. Simple as that. I've done it one time, and
I'm done.
you know, I'd rather have people shooting at me going to the buildings or anything like that than work in there.
You know,
No, I'm being serious.
Telephone CPR, you get that first
You know,
round of instructions.
and for somebody that's, you know, and that's the thing, you know, that they were making $10 an hour, and we did up it to $12.50, and I totally agree. We have to do something. We have to do, because we've advertised and advertised and advertised. Nobody's coming.
We get,
Nobody's
I mean,
coming.
it's too bad we turn the comments off where people say, "Look at it. Kroger, you can't.
You can get that at McDonald's.
You can't.
You know, that's the same thing.
My 16-year-old's got a friend working at McDonald's for 14 hours.
Yeah.
Well, 16-year-old kid.
And look at the responsibility that these people have. You know, they're just like the people out on the street. We have to do something. And the question, here's the question, where we gonna get the money from?
Okay.
And that
You
is.
know, that's the main thing.
Right now, 14, and that ain't enough.
You know, one of the.
It ain't enough, Chad, it's not enough, but it's that little appreciation.
That's why I understand.
You know, January 1 come here, there was cords all over this floor, there was trash. They wouldn't even clean the carpet, and these people were stuck with us. I'm not asking for beer, you know, I'm asking for what they're doing in there.
I will say this, you know, if we have to take it out of the general fund, if we have to take it, you know, even if we have to steal it, you know, we have to do something.
Rob has a good idea.
What's that?
I'll be honest with you, a lot of my ideas come from Rob. He's managed one of those
Rob
places.
Sharp, he says, well, you're part of the county Utah. So, what he was thinking about is like, your tourism. You know, 1% out, you can't use none of it, even though it.
I've talked to the governor's office about that, and that takes a change of legislation on it. And the thing.
Because how much money we spend in first responders, including dispatch,
on
people coming to this county.
Totally agree, and that was my argument, is, you know, we have over 1 million people, people that come through our county, that stays in our county, and they use our resources. They use our police, they use our fire, they use our EMS, search and rescue, and our dispatch. And, you know, I asked myself, why can't we use some of that money? Can't. Legislation says that you can't. Well, what happens if a person calls the police? Who they're gonna call? Dispatch, they're gonna call search and rescue. Then they're gonna call ambulance. What if somebody gets robbed, somebody gets shot, you know, anything? They'll call the police, they're going to, you know, they're going to utilize that. Fire department, you know, they're going to utilize all this. So why can't they take some of that money? He said, they can change the legislation.
And just like the other day.
And that comes from the governor's office.
Yeah.
Because
Well, it's already changed.
yeah, well, that's.
Start right up.
I've asked.
Yep.
I've asked about ABC money, because it says, you know, the call comes through here. You know, the other day.
They're actually trying to change some of that to add fire departments and stuff.
And they
to
should.
the ABC money.
You know, the other day, I can do that job, hands in, there's no doubt about it, Justin can do that job. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the other day, a man died in Clay City. Here I am with 2 phones going in there on hold, using my cell phone to call Eddie out of a meeting, said, hey, get an ambulance. We returned them to Clark County, we returned them to Montgomery County. Estill County's phone lines wouldn't work, we couldn't even call them. Like I say, I've done it there, I know how it runs. Somebody knew in there when that happens, and I went to the bathroom, Justin's went to the bathroom, or the Dairy Queen. When they sue the county up, everybody will get one of them summonses, and, you know, you get took out of the suit, you know, they feel lowered.
Well,
They have approved also a surcharge on water bill.
on water bill? Well,
I think it was electric bill.
yeah, it was electric bill that Clark Energy and certain individual. Fiscal Energy, they wouldn't have to do it.
But you're going to get the Public Service Commission on board there, they'll approve it.
I know we did water bills at Burbank.
One of the things, and Estill County does water bills right now. And that's something we're gonna have to look into, because the thing about it is, we as a government cannot cut services. Because when we cut services, it's putting our people at risk, you know? And you know, one of the things, and Mitchell, I hope you share that to everybody, because I won't say this, is, you know, there's been times that people's died because we haven't had ambulances.
Yeah.
You know, the man that he was talking about, you know, he was dead because we didn't have an ambulance. You know, he was probably dead whenever he hit the ground.
Third party call, I mean, you don't know what it knows.
But the thing about it is, you know, we have to provide a good service for our community. And whether it goes to, and you know, I'm here for the people now, whether it goes for a taxing district, for our ambulance service to bring in money, or whether we raise taxes, or whatever we do, we have to do something. And the thing about it is, you know, and people, wherever you say taxes, raise taxes and stuff, I'm not for raising taxes, all right? Because guess what? If we raise taxes, guess who has to pay? All of y'all, and guess who else? Me. But if it comes down between a person's life or not getting reelected, I guess I won't get reelected because I'm going to do what's right for our people now. We have to. And you know, that's the way I feel about it. You know, you cannot put a price on a person's life. You can't do that.
And the way these phones work, anywhere from the 10-mile marker to, I'm gonna say, the 40, that call comes here now. Highway 11, Cree Mountain, they come here. Willoughby Town, they come here. Furnace, they're all coming here. Then you gotta try to transfer them. These dispatchers are dispatching these other counties. They're doing for Clark Energy, calling in, just like tonight. I helped them. I've got a direct line to call in there, so you don't have to wait on hold at that call center. Delta Gas, Sheriff, Police, Clay City, Stanton, AT&T. We've got a direct number now. I've got it. Call AT&T. Otherwise, you can sit on the phone for 30 minutes or an hour. 1 and 2 people cannot do that, you all.
Has there been any more talk about the regional dispatch center been here?
I brought it up to Jacob, the boy that's the Lee County, and you know, he's like, well, the new judge probably would like to keep it. They're trying to get their people certified, you know, not certified.
Well, I would, if we could, I would love to have some of the public come in. I know we're not allowed to because of security reasons.
If they're with Mayor Justin, they can.
But I'd love for people to come up here and just sit an hour or two, just to watch, you know, and not hoping anything bad luck. But if it happens, I hope it happens while they're in there.
I hear y'all's calls when they come in, they hit the road, chase the problems.
Let me tell you about Sunday morning. I called here, the lady said she couldn't call here. Said that all they had was an app. They called Montgomery County. Said it's an apartment building down on 1 street, said across from Dr. Cecil's. One of them girls from Irvin. She don't know who Dr. Cecil was. He's been gone so long. I got here 6:45, 7 o'clock. We were able to pinpoint that down. Finally gets an ambulance down there. The people couldn't call. They had only an app. They could call another person because it was a restricted app. And to be honest with you, back to the mapping. Lakeview Drive in the airport. I'm up all hours day and night. Saturday night a week ago, I heard Kimber take a call and unresponsive, not reading. I called her, said, which one is that? She's Sweet Maintenance. That mapping system in there will give you the option. I said, ask them, were they behind Save a Lot or are they at Beach Fork? Well, they Save a Lot, you know. But now we've got to go to the city council and we've got to beg and bone to say, hey, who wants to give up a street because here's a life. So we're going to get the amount of people living in the airport, the amount of people in Clay City. Who wants to change? Somebody has to. That ordinance says you got to.
All right. Well, we can sit here all night and discuss about everything, but I guess right now we need to make a decision. You know,
I mean, like I said, I'm here to go over again. I would just, what I ask is, you know, to raise the start for Nobody Academy training, 13, you know, after their 6 months of full time, they get the 50-cent raise. After their 6 months, or after their academy, they get $1. They have a contract.
So that's $2 total.
No, it'd be $1.50. Well, kinda, yeah. Well, if you went with this, and we get back to the part is the money there. Probably not. It's based off of a $15 an hour. Give everybody something to work toward. And you know, and then Kimber and Tish, I'd like to, I mean, they're supervisors. I don't see that a regular employee should be making what a supervisor is and then train them. You know, give them $1 and something for Justin. You know, because I give him the mapping when I come here. He does. It's the only way to give him any extra money. I help you. I don't want it.
It's still 5. Still 5.
7,500 we had to raise because you know we had put money into it. Bluegrass Sand, you lost that contract. The $15,000 grant you gave was give away that last, for a week, because they usually put 0 dots, red dots on the house.
Okay, well over 100 acres this last year.
And, you know, I'm nothing for myself, you know, I just would ask that, you know, everybody's, and it's pretty much bring them together. You know, a pay scale. I mean, when 2 supervisors are making less than another employee, they just ain't even feasible. But hey, they're not complaining. They just said, hey, what can you get us? You know? I said, I'll go ask.
And real quick before I forget it, all the department heads here, on the budget, start thinking about what you want. And it's just not, well, I want 3%, I want 5, I want justification. I want you to justify to me the reason why we're gonna put this in the budget and the reason why we're gonna raise it. You know, just because ain't a reason.
Lee County is for keeping it.
So, you know, just start thinking, because we're gonna start meeting in the jail, we're gonna start probably this month or the first of next month. And the rest of them we'll be doing February or March. So, all you department heads, make sure that you got your stuff down and review your budgets and make sure that, your justification's there.
We get ours monthly from Connie, and we
Yeah.
got five, every receipt, I keep a copy and give Connie a receipt. We don't buy it.
All right, so what do y'all?
Okay, what I'd ask right now is $12.50. Start at, I'd like to raise the starting pay, 13 an hour. After full time, 6 months of full time, you get a 50% raise. After completion of the academy, you get $1 raise. You're by contract, you work here for 1 year. If you fail, you pay back from day one that you started. Robert went over the KRS the other day, so even though we have a contract, there's a KRS that we can get everything back. I'd like to bring Kimber up $1 on the hour. I'd like to bring Tish up $1 on the hour. I'm gonna leave Brent where he's at. I'm gonna leave me where I'm at. He will be the fifth. I'm gonna leave, I'd like Justin's salary, but I'd like for him 50 cents to $1 to get and go in his salary base, because, and the 2 new girls in here that are $12.50, raised into the 13 just like a new hire.
So that we start to pay 13?
Start to pay, and if we could find an academy trained person, we could pay them 14 an hour, and after they work 6 months, they can get a 50-cent raise. You wouldn't be out in the training.
I'd be okay with $13 an hour. Teresa and I are waiting until we get our budget meetings and see where we're at financially, because
And that's one of the things, again, you know, I keep on butting in on this stuff, is on your department heads, whenever we start thinking about that budget, you know, think about the raises and stuff, because one of the things we don't want to get into is like we're doing right now, is throughout the year, you know, we're doing these little raises and stuff, and it's not in the budget, you know, so,
maybe what's a paramedic make starting off? 15 or 15.50.
15 starting off.
$15 an hour paramedic starting off?
That's with 2 years of school to get that.
Yeah.
But see, another thing, we've done away with power phone. That's fine. What, Connie, over $5,000 a year, we don't even have that no more. We've done away with, the extra money on the CAD system. Dish trades, and, you know, all of that's gone. No more are you paying that out.
That's 5,000.
It's pretty high dollar. We've divided it up because I don't want to get into saying who, but somebody else was on the CAD system. The county was getting a bill for Clay City and Stanton. Rob's took up the Clay Cities now. Stanton's took up paying theirs now, so we no longer pay all of that. Danny's took up paying his. All of that money's no longer coming. You know, it is like business. It's just good management of it.
That's what it takes.
And it is, but, you know, if you ain't got workers, you ain't got business. I mean, it's no Kroger down here. You ain't gonna make that meat daily. You throw that meat away, it's ruined.
Well, I'm gonna say something and to put it in y'all's head, but your guys need a raise, not denying that at all. Jason Randall been here 6 years and he ain't making 14. It's across the board, you know, it's gotta happen. How long you been here, Brian?
9 years.
How much you make?
$13.79.
Or do they pay you that much? No.
Not worth it. That's what it
Well,
matters.
the only good thing about the 24/48 is your overtime. That's the only way that you can make any money, because, you know, every 2 months, every pay period, 2 out of 3, it's going to be 20 hours overtime. And that's where you can make a little bit of money. You know,
You don't get
These-
overtime they call you or daylight.
Ever since I've been here. These, you know, the bad thing is dispatch don't get the overtime. And granted, yeah, you know, your guys need to pay a lot
Still
more.
an hourly wage.
Yeah.
They still have to be there to put it in.
But ever since I've been here, it's been through every director, it's been pounded into us, get your log runs done. Cause you know, you ain't the first one there, get your money off top.
Oh, yeah, that's all.
But is it like it, is it doing it now? Everybody keeping it?
Yes, because, and I'll say this, and I know that they hate me over it, but, I have ESO privileges, and every morning I go in, I look at the runs. And I've already disciplined one person over it, and, this year, like we've said, this is a new year, and, it's not gonna be tolerated. You know, this last year, you know, that's trying to get everybody, used to what we want to do and how we want to do it and stuff like that. This year we're going to implement it, and you know, well, if it makes somebody mad, I'm sorry, but you know, that's part of our business.
Let me ask you this, Mike, you've been here that long. Over the years, where'd you get the most complaints from the magistrate? Was it this office right here? How many you had?
I got blamed.
You did? Oh, yeah, you was mowing, they trained them here to not like you. I'll be honest.
I think with James.
You should. Yeah, but how many of you had this year, in the year 23? Eddie, how many of you had with the judge's office?
None, zero.
You had 2.
Well, they weren't.
No findings.
Yeah,
Because the minute you call, what do I do?
Yeah, you pull up the log and you pull up the recording.
So, and you know, I'm sure other departments is like that too, you know, you can't reward your good people. And I understand. I was here through when Brandon's dad was here, Darren Farmer brought his clothes one day down there at Junior Wright was the man's name from local government. He said you didn't need a jail, you didn't need an ambulance service, you didn't need medical insurance. And Darren said, fellas, who wants to go to jail tonight? He said, if you all don't do a budget, Darren brought his clothes, am I right, Brandon? Yeah. Because it was such bad shape back then. Darren fixed it. Somewhere down the line, we slipped up again, in my opinion.
Yep.
I don't want that to happen again. I don't want you not to have good workers, because you're all the ones that get elected, not me. I get hired.
All right.
We'll wait till JL gets back, we'll make a decision.
And don't think that any of them said, hey, we're gonna quit if you don't give us that. I just said, you think we could get more? You think we could get a little help?
But you know, while we're talking here, you know, make sure on your budget, you know, that you have a set rate that you want them at. You know, it is, you know.
And that's why we did the 15, and that way, for the 3% cost of living raise, when it come up, we would still be under budget. Because Connie, when I told her what I thought it took to run this, the number she plugged in. And it's been fine, you know, with.
And that's one thing, Connie does an excellent job at what she does, because I'll come in like 15 minutes late, she's deducting that off my pay. She's amazing.
Mitchell's got a scanner. I know you got a scanner. Compare this place to last year's. What's your thoughts, just as a public comment?
It's not moving. Still needs improvement with the roads, the addresses.
The addresses?
Yeah, people get their numbers on the houses.
Oh, you were built, be driving around in an ambulance.
Right here.
2 o'clock in the morning, it's raining.
And there's the ordinance, there's a $25 fine for every day it's not. That's up to the police to enforce that, which we're not out here to make anybody pay that, we just want to save that life.
And that's like we was talking about for each road. Creech Road, that it goes, what, probably quarter mile, half mile up?
6871 is that address. Eddie's not been there looked at it.
He lives that far up Creech Road, and his address is 6871 Harbor Street, not Creech Road.
And he
Harbor
looked at
Street.
Eddie and said, well, Larry knows where I am.
And then on up from him,
How are you gonna be?
on up from him at Mr. Zing's house, it's like 6984, I don't know exactly, Hart Street.
So do you got like duplicate addresses on like the actual Carter Street Road?
Chad, it's off of a road, didn't
Yeah.
I know that, but I mean, like,
And that's the thing, if anybody got toned out to that address, unless they physically drove up to that Creech Road and looked, they would not find them two addresses.
It's like Winchester Road, G&A Trailer Park, 9750. They're right, that's why I won't train these people, I won't test them. I can't tell you where most people live. But I might not be here to hear that phone ring.
that's true.
And you know, that's the thing, like Mitchell said, these addresses, that's why we have that. You know, it's posted on the website. The real estate agents have been given this, so when they sell a piece of property, I've got with Clark Energy, before you get a electrical service, they want a 911 address. And post it. I mean, Justin gives them out when he gives the addresses.
And now it's just not, oh, pick the number you want. You know, beforehand, that's what a lot of people have told me.
Grace Lane, behind the elementary school down there. I know where it is. Eddie, I know where it is. Nathan will. What about that medic that Nathan hires next week? He'll be sitting there in the middle of the road.
Do y'all know Bowen School? Just as soon as you turn into Bowen School, all the way around there, and come back out, that's County Road.
Really?
Yeah.
That you're locking a gate to, people can't go around.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a lot of the problems that we're finding now is basically people do what they want to do. They've made roads and they've put in addresses. People's told them before that they've come up and asked for an address and they'll say, well, where do you live? Well, I live between 200 and 784. They'll say, just pick the number. And you know, that was their justification, just saying, hey, there you go. That's not what happens now, you know, and you know, I'm proud of the people we have working for us. I'm proud of these three. I'm proud of Patrick, Tim, you know, and Kevin, Connie, and all of them, two Kevins, and everything, because they do their job, and you're always.
I'm bringing it tomorrow, just watch.
Oh,
They're bringing the county back. And hey, I'm gonna tell you, they're honestly, every OD that there is, I know what he's doing it for. He can tell you if he wants to. You know, hear him on the radio, he gets a text, he goes, he does his little thing to help the family.
But everybody does their job. Everybody does, like they used to. And I'll shut up. We need to go ahead and get, because people are missing the ball.
But Rob has helped us a lot. Rob has helped us a lot. He managed Bourbon County down there. He's done a lot of things for him.
They were up to 14 down by 2, so.
I don't watch ball games, so.
I'll go with 13 and 15, give Justin some.
Okay, and like I said, I wanna figure it in around $1, 50 cents to $1. You all, that's just a win. We go.
He just said something.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't raise Justin, do nothing, and he don't do it.
It's 100%.
Justin, please, tomorrow, I'll give you my notice tomorrow afternoon. I wouldn't do it without it.
Let's make a motion, 50 cents. For what we got, everybody. 50 cents.
Yeah, so we'll
Starting at 13.
start at 13, and can I give these other girls in here the dollar that I've asked for them to make them up compatible with another employee that's not a supervisor?
I did it.
Mike, don't ask me questions like that. You gotta go review the files. Connie can show you any file.
But 50 cents now, we negotiate in the budget meetings.
I agree.
So instead of $1, give them each 50. The two girls, and I'll give is it already Justin has 50 cents too?
Yeah.
That's why I said, everyone 50 cents.
For 75.
and then we go back.
You know, I say, y'all are open-minded.
I said everything, everybody 50 cents.
Let's stay at 50 cents.
And
Let's do everything 50 cents.
then as we progress through this toward closer to the budget, we'll have a little better idea, maybe we can do something else. Let's put a Band-Aid on it right now. That's all we got is a little service.
Listen, I go out and say, hey, they gave you this, you know what they're gonna do? Thank you. They're gonna say thank you everybody, and they're gonna do.
I understand.
I can't believe
We've
you
got
did.
to figure out what the hell we're gonna do, but let's put it, Band-Aid, we're smart people, we're not figure this out.
I've got basically there. I'm gonna do I got all the work to work. Dottie's saying, I've got one.
You want to tell me the motion?
Mike made the motion.
Okay, yeah.
Mike made a motion for 50 cents.
Across the board.
Across the board. Well, not across the board. I don't want everybody. I don't want one myself. And then I don't want.
Everybody but you.
Yeah, well, no, because I got another one that.
Okay, everybody that's not, that.
Yes. No, let me just give you the names. Would that be better,
Okay,
Connie?
all right.
Kimber, a 50-cent raise. She's a supervisor. Tish, a 50-cent raise. She's a training supervisor. Now, these two new girls in here, I'll get the 50 cent out of them because they're $12.50, and I'll take them up to the 13 to start. And then after
Any
they're
new hire starts at 13.
any new hire from
tonight.
I don't want to do it today. I want to do it at the start of the pay period. That way it don't mess with Connie and Justin.
Any new hire,
13 to start. If you're academy trained, 14, because you would already have the dollar. And Justin, a 50-cent raise on the dispatch, not mapping.
Just was that, like, after 6 months, 50 cent raise, is that automatic, or you have to put in for it? How does it work?
It's in the policy.
It's in the policy and procedure.
I evaluate you. And you test out. And,
Mike made a motion, I second.
Okay, Mike made a motion, Chad seconded it, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Motion carries. You got that, Connie?
yeah.
And Connie, I'll make it official as of Friday. That way it don't break you in the.
Next pay period.
No, okay, next pay, the start of next pay period.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Now we'll go into the district updates. We'll start. Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, I was piecemeal, I really didn't get my thing. The only thing else I'm gonna say is,
We
do have a 5 a.m. Conference call with Jackson now. They just gave it to us about an hour ago when we first started this meeting. Not anticipating a heavy snow event, but it will be 30, 32 degrees around sunrise. And the 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's what they're more concerned about, is like wind blowing over and flash freezing interstate overpasses and stuff. So I'll have a call at 5 o'clock. Anybody want me to call them when I finish?
Yes.
It's windy here, 50 miles an hour.
Hey.
You wake up at like 6:35.
Every time you talk, I had Harry blow.
Thank you.
Anything else, Kevin? I'm sorry I missed you because all right. Next thing is, thank you, Neil. So department. District updates.
Here, I was gonna ask you about the beavers again.
Huh?
The beavers on Dirksen Lane.
The what?
The Beavers, I got a beaver dam out there on the Dirksen Lane.
Yeah,
It's hard to do animal control officer. They've
got the track over stuff out there and got the beaver dam. It was a big beaver dam. Resolved, contacted Fish and Wildlife, and each property owner up there can contact the biologist and get approval to self-eradicate the beavers. So if anybody else does it, they have to
So I need.
show it. Yeah.
No, it's county.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, Aspen, Oklahoma County. They shouldn't be shooting towards the city.
Yeah, you just gotta say, beaver show his teeth.
Anything else, Mike?
That's good.
Okay. Dennis?
That's the body of this. Ain't George.
I'm good. JM?
I'm good,
I just packed him a year, but he's,
Yeah,
been going on the spot, fixing a few issues, so.
Yeah, I got a couple of things on Patrick. They had some wire baskets Richard Bishop has 14 half rock baskets and one roll of tie wire. And, he's, said that he'd sell it to us for $900. He's got a little invoice here.
I'll make a motion to do it, that's about,
Half.
probably less, probably a quarter.
And this
At today's prices.
Yeah, and one of the things that he said that on these baskets, they're not gonna rust or anything like that. You know,
No, they're the
we
ones
use
they
them
typically
Yeah.
use for a maintenance project.
So, he's going to total $900 for 14 half rock baskets and a roll of tie wire.
I'd say that it would be $3,600 way to buy it.
I'll second. Motion by JL, second by, Dennis. Yeah. And, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? All right, motion carries on that. Next thing is that, we did, purchase a vehicle off of Tanner Dodge, a 2021, 25, I think it's 2,500, 55,000 miles on it, a little bit over 34,000 paid for it. So now then, we got to get a plow, blade and stuff for it. Estimate for all of it, a snow dog, snow plow, 8 foot, and accessories and stuff. It's looking here about 7505. And
They papered up the lighting,
yeah, if y'all want to take a look at it, it's got everything on it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Putting it on the moon
I don't know.
I think he said that they were going to do some of it.
Customer to install.
Yeah.
So customer install. Patrick install. So, but one of the questions I had, and I wish he was here, is, the snowplow that we have on the blade that we have on the old truck right now, is it one that we can, is it a snow dog, that we can just buy, the brackets for and use?
Yeah,
Or?
if you go over and look at some, if the truck's rusted and worn out, the snowplow's gonna be too.
Yeah, I had no idea, so, trying to save a little bit of money there.
I understand that it's typical.
I agree with Jay, it would probably.
Yeah, you just be putting
So-
parts in something.
So basically what y'all saying is no? No.
Hey, I look at it this way, Patrick is not scared us home yet, so. I'll go with this way.
And that's,
And I talked to him.
and,
I asked him the same question.
and, oh, did you? See, great minds think alike. And I actually called the Duke, manufacturers and stuff, and they said, well, the blade, depending on how old it is, it could, said, but when we get into that, the brains of the electric system and all this stuff, so.
And that, my experience with my snowplow days is.
That stuff takes a beat.
It has one unit, you know, whether you take one down and you said
Yeah. So, is this something that y'all are interested in, or?
I make a motion for it. I say.
And he said that he has money in his budget, Craig Connie, to get this.
Well, I mean, we allotted to buy a new truck and save money by
Yeah.
buying one.
What about a salt box? They gonna use wood? I think I got all
They've got a box.
They've got the box,
All right, do I have a motion to accept this bid? Motion by Brian, second by Dale, Chad. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed likewise? Okay, motion carries. Oh, gosh. And as far as my update, I was going to give you a big spill of the year-end review and stuff like that, but I think we can do that in February.
We really don't hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'll be sitting here probably about an hour trying to explain.
I'll table that one next week.
Yeah.
You got time to sit down 5 minutes. Hey, I got a record here where a call you went on in here doing something about that. I would freak out,
Yeah. But, we'll go over it next time, because, we do have some good information that, to bring out as far as grants and progress of things that we're doing. you know, one of the things, notice I said we, not me, that we as a team are doing, and, I think, and I appreciate, Mitchell and them coming up, and we need to get back into video taping the hour stuff, these meetings. That way that people do, know what we're doing. And, also appreciate Brandon being over here also for giving us.
I would ask a question before we adjourn. We approved the minor pumpers, but when do you expect those to be?
I wish they'd hurry, because they're set down. They're ready, and they're ready to sell them. But, rural, development, they're saying that we're first on the list. You know, they're gonna do ours before they will anybody else's and everything. We met with them, I signed some papers, last Thursday, and, we had to send them more things, and it seems like, you know, you send them 5 things, and they ask for 6 more, then once you send them 6 things, they ask you for 5 more. But they're saying it's not gonna be that much longer. One of the things, we are going to be purchasing 3 of them. They've got 2 ready, and they're gonna do 1 more. These are refurbished trucks. You know, they're good trucks. And, I think you know, the price did go up on a little bit. I think we may have to pay $15,000. But, you know, it's a lot better than paying $350,000. But hopefully, I pray that by next month we should have. Southeast Fire is chomping at the bits, in which we have to take bids, but, they're chomping at the bit.
How much are these be?
$105,000 apiece. And if we had the money where it first went up, we have right at $95,000. And, so they've gone up because this process has been almost 2 years.
Well, before we let them get away, they listed, that's something we discussed.
Well,
if we have to, we can borrow against this grant to keep from losing them.
Yeah. Well,
we're not gonna be able to get that if it's not.
yeah, of course, you know, we have to bid this out. It's not guaranteed that we're going to get these trucks. No, I'm kidding. But
I look out all the time.
Yeah, but you know, they do have some down there, and you know, if they're within that bid, we'll get them. But they
tell them to let us sheets and this.
Yeah, they are specifically holding them for us.
I know that.
But they are under the understanding that we have to bid this out. It's just not, we go down there and say, here you go. But
if what I'm saying is, if this gets a lot, we lose this, because this is the best deal to finish with.
yes, yeah.
We have to bank bar to hold it till we get the money.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at have worst case scenario.
Well, and bad thing is on that, and I've already asked rural development about that. We can't do that.
Can't do that. How would they?
Yeah.
You cannot you can't buy them and then pay back the grant,
No.
because you got to purchase it after getting the money. Same thing with STAR monies, UE and PG monies.
Well, and that's where we after we get the money, we have to bid them out, and if we buy them prior to bidding them out, you know, we're kind of in some trouble. So, but you know, again, you know, if they're awarded the bid and everything goes better. All right.
Good enough.
And I'll shut up until next month. Let's see, next meeting is February 13th. Hot dog. And do I have anybody? Do we have anything?
We ain't got time. If we cannot take this new ambulance out of the Harper, which we're gonna call out this evening, I like a motion to transfer these monies from the general to the ambulance, because there won't be enough to.
Well, and that check's not gonna be coming out until probably February. And by that time, I'm sure that we can do it. Grayson had told me once before that vehicle stuff like that is good. I'd like to just get his second blessing on it. But, that's the reason why we're holding that check. We're not gonna pay him until we go down and do the final check. Everything's right. And we can tell them not to cash it till.
But they still, I mean, we're still like afraid to afraid.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Let's make that pay thing effective the 12th, because we've got a couple interviews this week. Let's do that the 12th if you don't mind. I mean, it's not in the middle of a pay period.
Okay.
Week, make it effective the 12th.
Okay.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I agree with that.
Andrew,
On this application,
yes.
is it possible you have a GED or high school education? It says free.
For that, I don't think so. I don't think for landfill you have to have a GED or a high school education. I don't think so. I'll check in the policy and procedure. I don't think so. I haven't seen anything on that. I know certain things you have to have a high school diploma.
I don't think they just, they don't
Yeah,
build on
that's-
Elton Street.
Huh?
They don't build on that, might not be an eyesore.
Oh, it is an eyesore. It's a $500,000 eyesore.
Still?
That's totally up to y'all.
I say put it up.
And that's one thing I think we have to get approval through ARPA.
Well, if we sold it, what I thought we just had to put that money back into Harper because it's what we paid for it.
Yeah.
And 22,000 for C7 trailers.
For your building. Have to add 22.
I almost think, in my opinion, we have to do it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, since we
You're gonna
bought
be
it
all right.
from there,
From
and it's,
grant money, yes.
and they said we could do that, now we're not using that. I don't think we have to sell it and put it back in there, but.
Yes. And I'm fine with that. And that's totally up to y'all. What?
Can we discuss that before y'all decide to put it up for sale?
Do what?
Can we discuss that a little bit more?
I mean, 100%, I don't want to use it.
Okay,
Well,
never mind.
I mean, we can do whatever you want.
And I'll be,
I just said legally because we bought
Robert,
it
if
to
you,
do
correct me if
that.
I'm wrong, but I think before making a decision on that, it needs to be on our agenda.
Yeah.
And we need
On
to,
the what?
selling it.
Surplus
Probably
property.
Yes, yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's one thing that we do.
Yeah. I think so. And next, we'll bring it up in closed session. We'll talk
Last thing, I don't know about Memphis, we approve Connie, do we see more?
Oh, yeah, but we wait.
How about
No,
that? I'm done.
that's all we do.
And that's something we can think about, is, we do have a position on them, and we'll bring it up next meeting, is, we have a position on the ABC board, and I think it'd be great. So anyway, did we make a motion and, second? J.O. made a motion, Mike seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Me?
Bang.
No, I'm kidding.